Good morning. Got my coffee. It's the boss. It's the boss coffee. Crack, crack, crack. That's what it is. In this video, I'm going to give you an O cards reading. I'm going to give you two cards. One is a big one with words around the outside. It's one word repeated around the outside. And then the little one is a picture. And when you see them together, it activates your left and right brain and gives you some clarity into something that you're working on. So I want you to think of an issue, think of a problem, think of something that you want to adjust or fix or change in your life. And then when you see these, I want you to do the work too, and then implement it into your life, into something that you can use to change and to move yourself forward. If that's the metaphorical goal, is to move forward. So for me, I struggle with solo playtesting of my game. It's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting for me to do. And I want to think of a way that I can make solo playtesting easier. That's the high level of thinking that I'm going to get to today. I'm kind of sick and I just don't, just not feeling it. Okay, so here we have the word slave around the outside, and then we have a picture of, looks like some rough waters with some land coming up, big storm, lightning. So let's kind of go with it like this. First, slave. First impressions with this is I am a slave to the elements. In terms of being a solo playtester or whatever, the elements are character creation and the story itself and the actual mechanics that I'm working on. And within that, there's, different levels and layers, because the characters are built off the cognitive functions and a little bit of Enneagram and, power sets, superpowers and stuff like that. So it gets like, there are tons of elements within each element. But thinking of those, maybe those are the 3 or 4 main elements that I am kind of a slave to right now, that I don't have any free will to adjust. I need characters, I need the mechanics, I need a story, and what else? There's got to be another one, because there's 4 here. Well, yeah. So we got the characters, the mechanics, the story, and I think maybe the last one is actually me. It's me as the GM, the game master, and my playing it and being the GM. So that kind of duality, I suppose. And maybe those are things that I just have to kind of accept, that they're just natural aspects of it, but making them easier, finding the 20% within each of those that does the 80% of the work. Maybe that would streamline it and reduce a lot of the cognitive load that it takes. So for example, within characters, what's the 20%? Maybe it's like their desire and need, and their cognitive function. Maybe, and just focusing on those things only might make role-playing them within my head as a solo playtester a bit easier. The mechanics, what are the maybe 2 or 3 bits of mechanics that are the most impactful? It's essentially powered by the Apocalypse systems, built off Iron Sworn, which is, another variation of that. But you're rolling a couple dice and you're adding the bonuses to it. So that's kind of set in stone. It kind of, you could play without dice and stuff, but it's not very fun. Okay, and this is also tied into the cognitive functions, but the characters each have experience triggers, little triggers that are kind of story guidelines that set them into motion. For example, the introverted thinking, analyzing adept, your accurate wording. You use accurate wording to say what something is. So it's like it's pinpointing the exact definition of it. Like it's a Ziphoan humming plant or something like that, right? It's pinpointing and clarifying and defining something. I think those are the other really necessary part in creating these characters. It's tied into the characters that have the desires to take certain actions and to role play, to act within that. So maybe it's more important. Maybe I need to leverage those instead of just making them story kind of markers of experience and things like that, but to make it give them a bonus or something, tie it more into the mechanics. Maybe just kind of playing around here. In terms of the story, I think the main things that I don't think you can really change too much. You need the ordinary and chaos, right? And you need going and returning. And so you have those four together. You have like the ordinary world, and this is what things are, and you go there. You go to the new place, and then you struggle, you learn, you gain some information, you maybe little triumphs along the way, and then from there, there's the change and getting stuff that you sought, and then the last one from there is returning back to the daily kind of standard life in some way, especially in an episodic story. And so you have those four. I think that's kind of completely necessary. I do. And I want to keep those, so I'm not going to budge with any of that. And I think that's kind of bulky enough that maybe that's enough. And then my own dynamics. What's the 20% within that? Me and me. I need a player. I need the GM. In some way, I can... what's that word that I struggle to do? Delegate. I can delegate some of the GM decisions, through tables and through the actual mechanics, which are already done there. So it's not actually that bad, is it? It's not actually that bad. Some of the stuff, like you roll, if you're attacking somebody, then these are the different potential things that might happen, right? If you succeed, if you do a really good job, then yeah, good, you're fine. If you kind of get a complicated success, then there are these lists of different potential things that could happen. Just gotta pick one. And if you fail, then more bad things happen. Is there a way I can streamline my side? It's not very fun to do that, but I think just simplifying it down to one character or two characters instead of trying to play 4 characters all the time. Maybe even write stuff out or draw it to make it a little bit more not like I'm just kind of bouncing around stuff in my head. This is what it is. Well, that's where my mind went with this card. I want to know where yours went and what you're going to do with it, because I got some implementable stuff to do right here with mine. So write down below in the comments what it got you thinking about what you're going to do. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.